students, welcome back to physics class. Okay, so far we have completed the fourth chapter. So in the coming classes I am going to give the book exercise and the examples how to solve the numericals. Okay, now we are going to start the new lesson, that is magnetism and matter. So from the fourth chapter, due to the current that linked with the coil that experience a force, also that produce a magnetic field. So what is the force experienced by the current carrying conductor, and also the force experienced by the conductor when it is placed in the magnetic field, and due to the current in the conductor, how the magnetic field is produced for a axis of the coil and the center of the coil and a solenoid and a toroid, and then about the moving coil galvanometer and their conversions from galvanometer to ammeter and galvanometer to voltmeter. So these are the topics we have discussed in the fourth chapters. Now the magnetism and matter, the new lesson is next lesson. This is a magnetism and matter. So magnet patti already lower class la padichirukom. What is a magnet? It's nothing but a piece of material that have attracting property with iron like some articles. Okay, mostly iron mariana objects எல்லாத்தையும் இந்த ஒரு piece attract பண்ணிச்சுனா அத நம்ம magnet சொல்லுவோம். So the magnets used in varieties of applications. We are not going to discuss about their applications. About the magnetism only we are going to discuss. So இதனோட introductions, இதனோட history பாத்தீங்கன்னா 600 BC, அதாவது கிறிஸ்து பிறக்கிறதுக்கு 600 years முன்னாடியே Thales of Miletus அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு first naturally occurring magnet கண்டுபிடிச்சாரு. So that naturally occurring iron ore is called, what is it? Ferric oxide, Fe3O4. So Fe3O4 is the naturally occurring iron ore. This has the property of attracting some small piece of iron. இது மட்டும் இல்லாம இன்னும் எப்படி சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, there is a shepherd, you know shepherd, மாடு மேய்க்கிறவன். So shepherd எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் he have a cattle. So அந்த cattles வந்து லைக் மலைப்பகுதியில் இருக்க புல் மாதிரியான இடத்துக்குலாம் கொண்டு போயிட்டு மாடு மேய்க்க போவாங்க. அப்போ he have one long stick. The stick edge have one small what is it, a sharp knife like attachment. So அது எதுக்குன்னா அதை வச்சு ஒரு பெரிய பிரான்ச் அப்படியே பவ் பண்ணி அதுக்கு ஃபீட் பண்ண கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ அது மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கப்போ அந்த அயன் நைஃப் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, தட் அயன் நைஃப் that have attracting some small stone, எதேச்சா அந்த கீழே வச்சு தட்டிட்டு வரப்போ அந்த அயன் பீஸ் மட்டும் ஒரு கல்லு மேல நல்லா ஒட்டிக்கிச்சு. Then he was astonished. He thought that something miracles and something negative is there, something ghost like things. பட் அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் தெரிஞ்சது அந்த ஸ்டோன் அந்த அயன் அட்ராக்ட் பண்ணிச்சு. That is a naturally occurring one that is called Fe3O4. This is called magnetite. இது எங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்கன்னா இந்த டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் ஆஃப் மக்னீசியா இன் ஏசியா மைனர் இன் கிரீஸ். ஸோ கிரீஸ்ல மக்னீசியாங்கிற டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல இருக்க ஏசியா மைனர்ங்கிற இடத்துல தான் இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கண்டுபிடிச்ாங்க. So it is called as magnetite. So magnetite is an iron ore. Okay, இது ஒரு history. இது மட்டும் இல்லாம Chinese also discovered the magnetite. Chinese also discovered the magnetite for what? For navigation. So அந்த magnetite என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா ஒரு கயிறுல கட்டி தொங்க விடுவாங்க. So they suspended freely with the unspun thread. Then this piece that points the direction towards the north and this is towards the south. Okay, so for navigations they used. So இவங்களுக்கு அப்புறம் யாரு கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்க? Chinese also discovered the magnetite, that is a natural occurring iron ore for the navigations. Okay, so this is the introductions generally about the magnet. Now we are going to discuss some basics of magnetism. So what are some basics of magnetism? Some basics of magnetism. In that, the first one, Earth behave as a magnet. Earth behave as magnet. We know Earth have two poles, North Pole and South Poles. Actually, எப்படி நம்பி இருந்தாங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சயின்டிஸ்ட்லாம் எப்படி நம்பி இருந்தாங்கன்னா, எர்த்துக்குள்ள எர்த்தோட சென்டர்ல யாரோ ஒரு பெரிய மேக்னெட்டை உள்ள பரி பண்ணி புதைச்சு வச்சிட்டாங்க. So this is geographic north, எர்த்தோட north pole. This is எர்த்தோட south pole. So this is geographic north and the Arctic, and Antarctic is geographic south. So inside the earth a huge magnet was buried, and this magnetic south pole which points towards the geographic north. Similarly, the magnetic north pole that points towards the geographic south. இது மாதிரி தான் assume பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. So earth also began as a magnet, but they assumed assumption எர்த்துக்குள்ள யாரோ ஒரு மேக்னெட்டை டிப் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்க, ஹியூஜ் பார் மேக்னெட்டை டிப் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்க. அந்த பார் மேக்னெட்டோட சவுத் போல் pointing towards the geographic north pole, and the north pole of the bar magnet which is pointing towards the south pole of the geographic that is the south pole of the geographic south. Okay, then second point is every magnet that attracts a small piece of what are the substance, a small pieces of magnetic substance. What are the substances? Like iron, nickel, cobalt and steel, etc. towards it. Okay, so every magnet, over bar magnetum, அது எதெல்லாம் அட்ராக்ட் பண்ணோம்னா what are the pieces? Iron, nickel, cobalt and steel. These substances are attracted towards the poles of the magnet. It may be north pole or south pole. Okay, the next one, the freely suspended magnet. அப்படின்னா இது ஒரு rigid support, இதுல ஒரு unspun thread. What is called unspun? சுருக்குமே இல்லாம extend ஆகாம இருக்க ஒரு thread, like a cotton thread, a non-linear thread which is attached to the bar magnet. இப்படி கட்டி தொங்க விட்டுட்டோம். This is freely suspended magnet. This freely suspended magnet, it will rotate and then it comes to rest. At rest positions, it always points geographic north and south. அப்ப எர்த்தோட north south direction தான் freely suspended magnet face பண்ணும். That is the next point. Freely suspended magnet in rest. So freely suspended magnet that always points always north south direction when it is at rest. Okay, this is one point. அதாவது ஒரு மேக்னெட்டை கட்டி தொங்க விட்டோம்னா இது டில்ட் ஆயிட்டு மறுபடியும் அது ரெஸ்ட்டுக்கு வரும். அப்படி ரெஸ்ட்டுக்கு வரப்போ அது எர்த்தோட சவுத்தையும் இன்னொன்று எர்த்தோட நார்த்தையும் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிருக்கும். And the next one, let us take this magnet, bar magnet. This is the bar magnet. In this bar magnet, the magnetic length, okay, the magnetic length is ns. This is north pole and this here is the south pole. So ns is the magnetic length, and AB is the, what is the AB? AB is the geographic length. Okay, so AB is the geometric length. So AB is the total length, actual length of the magnet. So we'll write here AB is the geometric length or actual length, and the ns is the magnetic length. பட் பொதுவாக பார்த்தோம்னா நமக்கு அந்த மேக்னெட்டோட லென்த்து அதனோட ஜாகிரபிக் லென்த் மாதிரி எவ்வளோ இருக்குன்னா 7 + 6 times இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் we can say that the magnetic length ns, magnetic length ns is approximately equal to 6/7 of its geometric length. So we can say that ns is equal to 2l. always the magnetic pole strength is equal to 2L, which is always equal to 2L, and O is the midpoint of the magnet. Okay, O is the midpoint of the magnet, so NS, which is equal to 2L, not L. நம்ம L னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, length L னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, always it is denoted by 2L. But from the center of the magnet to the pole, the distance is L to the north pole. Similarly, from the center to the south pole, the distance is another one L. So L plus L, which is equal to 2L, and this magnetic length approximately equal to 6 by 7 times of geographic length. Okay, and the next point, this is the next point. The same bar magnet we are consider, and in this bar magnet we are going to see the two lines. One is axial line, another one is equatorial line. One is the axial line, another one is equatorial line. So what is the axial line? What is the equatorial line? So the axial line is nothing but a horizontal line, that is x and the x dash, x and the x dash, that passes through NS. Okay, so x and the x dash is the axial line that passes through magnetic length NS. Okay, and equatorial line is nothing but a perpendicular line that passing through the center of the magnet. Okay, that is y dash. Y dash is the equatorial line that passes perpendicular to the center of magnet. This is called equatorial line. So the horizontal line is axial line that always passes along the NS or through NS, and the equatorial line is a perpendicular line that passing through the center of the magnet. And we have another one, that is a vertical plane. So PQ is a vertical plane. So PQ is the vertical plane. This is P and this is Q. So PQ is the vertical plane. This vertical plane, the PQ is a vertical plane that passes through NS, that passes through north and the south of the magnet. Okay, so we have three lines. One is axial line, is horizontal line, always to north and south, and for the perpendicular line drawn from the center is equatorial line. Okay, so equatorial line always passing through the center of the bar magnet. Okay, usually the bar magnet is like this. Imagine this is how the bar magnet looks. Okay, so this magnet or north pole, this magnet or south pole. Okay, any doubt in this? I think no doubt. So only the basic features alone we are seeing about the magnetism. The next one, we know always like poles repulse, unlike poles attract each other. So from the lower classes we are studying, near the north pole of the bar magnet, another one south pole is brought. Near the north pole of the first magnet, the south pole of the second magnet is brought. Always there is a force of attraction. So like poles, unlike poles attract. Similarly, near the south pole of the first bar magnet, the north pole of the second bar magnet is brought. There is a force of attraction. So this is how the force of attraction is there. But when a like poles are brought together, near the north pole of the first magnet, the north pole of the second magnet is brought, what happens? There is a repulsion. Similarly, near the south pole of the bar magnet, another south pole is brought. What happens? There is a force of repulsion. So unlike poles attract, like poles repulse. Okay. The next one, suppose we have two bar magnets. Next one, this is a bar magnet. Okay, and this is the north pole of the bar magnet. This is the south pole of the bar magnet. Okay, and the north and south poles are separated. The distances, yes. Okay, and this north pole strength is M1. The south pole strength is M2. This pole strength are separated by a distance R. Then the force of attraction or repulsion between these poles, okay, which is denoted by the Coulomb's law of magnetic force. So the Coulomb's law of magnetic force between its pole strength. What is the pole strength? M1 and M2. Between its pole strength, we know, we'll write here. M1 and M2 are the pole strength of bar magnet. Okay. Similarly, this two pole strengths are separated by distance R. R is the distance between pole strengths. R is the distance between pole strengths. Okay. Then the force, Coulomb force between the two magnetic poles is proportional to product of their pole strength, but inversely proportional to square of distance between them, according to Coulomb's law. So according to Coulomb's law, we are going to find the magnetic force between the pole strength, which is directly proportional to product of the pole strength, but inversely proportional to square of distance between them. As usual, whenever the proportion become equal, we have a constant K, then M1, M2 by R square. But in CGS system, the K is taken as 1, and generally the value of K is, but value of K, the proportionality constant. So value of K is equal to mu naught by 4 pi. So substituting these equations, so what you will have, then it become F is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into M1 into M2 by R square. Okay. So this is a Coulomb's force, magnetic force formula between the pole strength. Okay. So this is a Coulomb's law of magnetic force. Suppose we are considering if a magnet of equal pole strength, that is M1 is equal to M2, which taken as M, and then the separation between them is 1, then what will be the force? Then the force F is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into M1 M2, it is M into M divided by 1 square. We know the value of mu naught. What is the mu naught? But mu naught is permeability in free space. Already we have studied in the first lesson. Not the first lesson, the previous lessons, fourth lessons. First lesson epsilon naught. So mu naught is a permeability in free space, which is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Then substitute in this equation. So F is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 4 pi into M square by 1. So 4 pi cancel, and F is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 Newton. Okay. So F is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 Newtons. 7 Newtons force is produced, then M square. So from this relation, M square is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 by 10 to the power minus 7, which is equal to 1 now. Therefore, M square is equal to 1 and M is equal to plus or minus 1, which means plus or minus, that is M is equal to plus or minus 1 ampere meter. Plus or minus 1 ampere meter. So ampere meter is the SI unit of pole strength. Okay, this is a pole strength. No, so SI unit of this pole strength is ampere meter. So when we can say 1 ampere meter, when a two poles, when two equal pole strengths are separated a distance of 1 meter in a vacuum, that experience of force is 10 to the power minus 7 newtons. Okay, so இதுல இருந்து நம்ம டெஃபினிஷன் கொடுத்துடலாம். மேக்னெட்டிக் போல் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வந்து மேக்னெட்டிக் போல்ஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, மேக்னெட்டிக் போல் ஸ்ட்ரென்த். ஸோ அதை எப்படி டிஃபைன் பண்ணுவோம்னா, ஸோ 1 மேக்னெட்டிக் pole strength, that is 1 ampere meter, is defined as when two equal pole strengths are separated a distance of 1 meter in a vacuum that experience a force of 10 to the power minus 7 newtons. Okay, so இது வரைக்கும் okay. So this is the magnetic poles, M1 and M2 are the magnetic poles of the bar magnet. Okay, the next one, the magnetic poles always exist in pairs. So magnetic poles always exist in pairs. Very important point. Magnetic poles are always exist in pairs. What is the meaning? You have a bar magnet, you break into two. Before you breaking, the magnet have a two poles. One is north, another one is south. இதே மாதிரி திரும்ப நீ ஒரு மேக்னெட் சின்ன பீஸா உடைச்சிட்டே போனோம்னா ஒவ்வொரு உடைச்ச பீஸுமே ரெண்டு போல் இருக்கும். ஒன்னு நார்த் போல், இன்னொரு சவுத் போல்ஸ். பட் நமக்கு எலக்ட்ரிக் சார்ஜ்ல பார்த்தோம்னா we have a positive and negative charge. We have positive poles separately, electric poles separately. Likewise, we cannot have a magnetic monopoles. So practically magnetic monopoles do not exist. So even if a small element, a small piece of the magnet, the iron fillings, no. So if you magnetize that also have a dipole. So magnetic dipoles always there. Magnetic monopoles do not exist. Which means if you have a very smaller and smaller pieces of magnet from a single magnet, each smaller pieces have a two poles. One is north, another one is south. So we do not have a magnetic monopoles. So magnetic poles always exist in pairs, which means north and is south. But magnetic monopoles do not exist. Magnetic monopoles that do not exist. Okay, and next one, inductive property. Next one is inductive property. So what is called inductive property? Induction. Already we know conduction and induction. So inductive property. Inductive property means we have some substance like iron, nickel, cobalt. So near the iron, nickel, cobalt, you are bringing a magnet. So while you are bringing the bar magnet near the iron, nickel and cobalt, immediately the iron pieces, those substances are attracted towards the magnet. So this process is called magnetization. Okay, so the process of making a magnetic material into magnet, then the process is called inductive property. Okay, so inductive property is nothing but the materials like a soft iron, what are other material? So soft iron, and then nickel, cobalt, soft iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. can be magnetized by bar magnets. Can be magnetized by a bar magnet or any other magnet. It may be permanent or temporarily. Okay, so we have some materials like a soft iron, nickel, cobalt. அது எல்லாத்தையும் while you're involving by contact, not contact, bringing near to the another magnet like a bar magnet or solenoid, that is electromagnet or a permanent magnet. Then this materials that possess a magnetic property, such a materials are called magnetic materials, and those processes called magnetizations. So this is a inductive property. We are inducing the magnetic properties to such a materials. Okay, then last one points to remember, repulsion. What is the repulsion? Actually repulsion is a sure test of magnetism. நமக்கு magnetism இருக்குன்னு கன்ஃபார்மா சொல்றதே இந்த repulsion வச்சு தான். Repulsion is a sure test of magnetism, which means we have a bar magnet. This is magnetic north, This is magnetic south. Near this, you are bringing a magnetic needle. There is a small magnetic compass. The magnetic compass, the arrowhead have north pole. The feathery one is south pole, east and west. While you are bringing this small compass needle near the north pole, the needle north and the bar magnetic north always repulse each other, which means the magnetic needle, the north pole of the magnetic needle is repelled away by north pole of the bar magnet, whereas the south pole of the needle is attracted towards the south pole of the needle is attracted towards the north pole. Okay. Similarly, at the other end only have attractions, but same end are repulsed. Similarly, we have a magnetic south and this is magnetic north. We are bringing another one bar magnet, so that magnet have north pole and this is south pole. So the first magnet south pole that is attracted towards the second magnet north pole. Okay. So other end is always repulsed. So in the pole other end is repulsed. So repulsion is the surest test of magnetism. Are you clear? The next one, artificial magnets. How to make artificial magnets? So natural magnets are naturally occurring magnets, but the natural magnets have weaker magnetic field and the magnetic field is fixed. We cannot improve the magnetic field strength. But artificial magnets are man-made magnets that we can, in the magnet we may increase the magnetic field for our requirement. Okay, நமக்கு வேணுங்கிற அளவுக்கு magnetic field strength artificial magnetல தான் increase பண்ண முடியும். So those artificial magnets are made with the help of the iron and their alloys. Okay, with the help of iron and the alloys, using the iron and their alloy, we can make artificial magnets. So the artificial magnets are electromagnets like a solenoid, toroid, etc. These are all artificial magnets. So in this artificial magnets, we can increase the magnetic field to our requirements. நமக்கு வேணுங்கிற அளவுக்கு magnetic field increase பண்ண முடியும். But bar magnetல பார்த்தோம்னா the magnetic field is fixed. In bar magnets, the magnetic field strength is fixed. Okay. So what is the magnetic field that we are going to discuss in the coming class? Next one is magnetic field lines. So till now we have discussed some of the basis of magnetism. Magnetism பத்தி ஜெனரல் நமக்கு என்ன தெரியும் அப்படிங்கிறது. இப்போ அடுத்து பார்க்க போறது magnetic field lines. So what is called magnetic field lines? இதே நம்ம 10th படிச்சிருக்கோம், but detailed ஆ பார்க்க போறோம். So we have a bar magnet. This is magnetic north, this is magnetic south pole. So இப்போ இந்த magnet சுத்தி, so around this magnet only the certain region alone, ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட தூரம் வரைக்கும் மட்டும் தான் அந்த அட்ராக்ஷனோ ரிபல்ஷனோ நடக்கும். இப்போ எனக்கு இது பார் மேக்னெட்டோட நார்த் போல், இது இன்னொரு பார் மேக்னெட்டோட சவுத் போல். அப்போ பார் மேக்னெட்டோட சவுத்தையும் இன்னொரு பார் மேக்னெட்டோட நார்த்தையும் ஒரு சர்டன் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்ல கொண்டு வரப்பதான் என்ன ஆகும், அந்த ஃபோர்ஸ், அட்ராக்டிவ் ஃபோர்ஸ் நடக்கும். இல்ல மேக்னெட்டோட சவுத்தும் இன்னொரு மேக்னெட்டோட சவுத் தான் ரிபல்ஷன் ஆகும், ரொம்ப தூரத்துல வச்சா நடக்காது. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி ஒரு பார் மேக்னெட் எடுத்துட்டு ஒரு கார்ட்போர்ட் மேல வச்சுட்டு you sprinkle some iron fillings and then gently tap the cardboard. Now you can notice that the iron fillings are aligned themselves. The iron fillings are aligned themselves in the concentric circles around this magnet, which are indicating the magnetic field lines, which means the region around the magnet in which the magnetic force are felt or detected. So magnet சுத்தி ஒரு certain region வரைக்கும் மட்டும் தான் magnetic force experience பண்ணா அதுதான் magnetic field line சொல்லுவோம், magnetic field சொல்லுவோம். So if the iron fillings align themselves in a concentric circle around this magnet are called magnetic field lines. இது ஒவ்வொன்றுமே magnetic field lines. So magnetic field lines are always close to curves. Okay, these field lines are always close to curves. இப்போ example எப்படி போட போறோம்னா, now we are going to draw this magnetic field. This is the magnetic field line. Let us consider xy is not a curve. This is the magnetic field line. இதுல how to draw the field lines? So at a point P, we are drawing a tangent. Okay, the tangent PQ that touches the surface of the X from P. This is a magnetic field line. Okay, so in this diagram, The XY is the magnetic field lines. PQ is a tangent to the curve. PQ is a tangent to the curve that represents magnetic field lines. So the magnetic field. So PQ is the magnetic field lines, a part of the curve. இதோட ஒரு சின்ன portions. இது மேல ஒரு tangent போட்டோம்னா அதுதான் the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, and always the magnetic field lines emerge from north and merge at south externally, but internally from south to north. So internally from south to north. So we can say that the magnetic field lines are closed loops. Okay, and the magnetic field lines are always very closer to closer. So if the field lines are crowded, there the magnetic field strength is higher. If the field lines are not crowded, the magnetic field strength is weaker. So the crowded field lines indicate stronger the magnetic field. Note that iron fillings sprinkle பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் crowded field lines that indicates stronger magnetic field. Stronger the magnetic field, but less crowded that indicates weaker the magnetic field. Okay, and already I said magnetic field lines emerge externally from north and merge to the south, internally from south to north. So internally it is a uniform parallel line. Externally it is closed loops. So we can say that magnetic field lines always closed loops, okay, and completely closed. But electrostatic field lines are not like this. And magnetic field lines always exist in pairs, north south ah irukum. But electrostatic field lines not can exist in a single. So namakku positive mottum. Positive na radially outwards, negative na radially inwards. But north to south externally, south to north internally. Okay, and one more thing. It is found that no two magnetic field lines are crossed to each other. எப்படின்னா if xy ஒரு curve இருக்கு, அதே மாதிரி we have another one curve. This is a curve xy. Similarly we have another one curve x dash y dash. When the two curves field lines are intersect at the point P, we cannot draw simultaneously two tangent. அந்த இடத்துல magnetic field வச்சு அது ரெண்டு டைரக்ஷனை காமிக்காது. So PQ இல்ல PQ dash அது காமிக்காது. So magnetic field lines never intersect each other. Magnetic field lines never intersect. Okay, are you clear? So magnetic field lines never intersect each other. Suppose if two field lines நம்ம ரெண்டு field lines intersect ஆகற மாதிரி இருந்தா அந்த இடத்துல கொண்டு போய் ஒரு காம்பஸ் வெச்சோம்னா அது ரெண்டு டைரக்ஷனை at a timeல காமிக்காது. So magnetic field lines never intersect each other, and magnetic field lines always closed curves, closed loops. The next one, how the field lines in the bar magnet and how the field lines in the solenoid, how the field lines in the electric dipoles. ஒரு பார் மேக்னெட்டோட மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் எப்படி இருக்கும், and then ஒரு solenoid magnetic field எப்படி இருக்கும், after that to an electrostatic field lines எப்படி இருக்கும். First we have bar magnet. So for a given bar magnet, this is north pole and this is south pole. The magnetic field lines externally from north to south. So externally from north to south, internally from south to north. So externally from north to south, internally from south to north. So this is the magnetic field of the bar magnet. Similarly for a solenoid, so we have a solenoid. So solenoid is nothing but a long cylindrical coil in the form of helical shape. The length of the solenoid is greater than the radius of the each turns. So இது வழியா current entry ஆகுது, entry ஆயிட்டு current போயிட்டு இங்க current is leaving out. Okay, so எந்த இடத்துல current entry ஆகுதோ அந்த இடத்துல it acts as a south pole. When the current is leaving out, that direction acts as a north pole. இதை நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போறோம். ஸோ அப்போ solenoid magnetic field same like a bar magnet. So externally from north to south, internally from south to north. So internally we have uniform magnetic field, which is parallel field. So a solenoid and a bar magnet both have a similar magnetic field, but electrostatic field lines எடுத்துப்போம். We have a negative charge and also a positive charge. 2 point charges are placed. So from the positive charge, always the field lines are emerging out. From positive charge, always the field lines are emerging out. Okay. From positive charge, the field lines are emerging out, but to the negative charge, radially inwards. To the negative charge, the field lines are always radially inwards, but from the positive charge, it is emerging radially outwards. So in an electrostatic field lines, monopoles are possible, but in magnetic fields, monopoles are never possible because magnetic fields always occurs in pairs. தயவு செஞ்சு மைண்ட்ல வெச்சுக்கோ, we don't have a magnetic monopoles. ஒரு மேக்னெட்டை எவ்வளவு சின்ன பீஸா போட்டாலும் each portion act as a magnet that have a 2 poles. But in electrostatic field lines, not like that. Okay. In next class, we are going to discuss the properties of magnetic field lines.
Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to physics class. So now we are in the 4th lessons. In last class, we have seen only the introduction about the magnetisms, and we have listed some of the points which is related to the magnetisms. Okay. Now, and then we have seen discussed about the magnetic field. What is a magnetic field? So if you have a bar magnet, okay, the north pole of the bar magnet is always indicated by a small dot. Okay, so because it is a north seeking pole, அதாவது எர்த்தோட நார்த் டைரக்ஷனை ஃபேஸ் பண்ண pole, then we can say it is a north poles. And around the magnet, only the certain regions, the attractive or repulsive magnetic forces there, then it is called magnetic field. Okay, if you have sprinkle iron filings around the magnet, then the iron filings align themselves in a concentric circles around the bar magnet, that indicates a magnetic field lines. So about the field lines properties only we are going to discuss. Now we are going to discuss the properties of magnetic field lines. In that first one, the magnetic field lines of a bar magnet, magnetic field lines of a bar magnet or the current carrying solenoid, it may be a bar magnet or the electromagnet, that is a current carrying solenoid, the current carrying solenoid that forms continuous closed loops. Important point, that forms a continuous closed loops. Note that whereas an electrostatic field, it is not a continuous, it is a discontinuous. So whereas electrostatic field lines, whereas an electric field lines, which begins from where it begins, which begins from positive charge and end up in negative charge, and end up in negative charge or escape to infinity, escape to infinity. இதை நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெசன்லயே பார்த்தாச்சு. And one more things, magnetic field lines are continuous closed curves, but electric field lines are not continuous closed. Okay, so we should note the important point that electric field lines are discontinuous. Note that electric field lines are discontinuous, not a continuous loops, it is a discontinuous. Okay. The next one, externally from a bar magnet, the magnetic field lines emerge from north and merge to south. So externally from a bar magnet or from a solenoid the field lines emerge from north pole to emerge from north pole and emerge or ends to south pole of the magnet externally. South pole of a magnet externally, namakku already paathadan. This also we have discussed. Okay, now at any point we are drawing a tangent that indicates a direction of magnetic fields. It's very important things. There is a magnetic field lines, let xy is the magnetic field lines. Okay, so this is a direction of the magnetic field lines from north pole to south pole. At any point எந்த இடத்துல வேணாலும் இந்த curveல இருந்து by drawing a tangent, the tangent that indicates a direction of the magnetic field. Okay, so this is the next point. At any point by drawing a tangent to the field lines that indicates a direction of the magnetic field lines. And next one, the magnitude of the magnetic field at any point. Next point is from the properties, the next point is the magnitude of the magnetic field at any point. The magnitude of magnetic field lines at any point that indicates the number of field lines which are passing normally through the the magnitude, what is called magnitudes, அதனோட value, magnetic field lines ஓட value எந்த ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல நம்மளால determine பண்ண முடியும். எப்படி determine பண்ணுவோம்னா அந்த ஒரு certain region which is normal to the plane, how many field lines are crossings, that indicates the magnitude of the magnetic field lines which are passing through the unit area around the lines. The next one, which means அதாவது ஒரு மேக்னெட்டை சுற்றி பார்த்தோம்னா this is a bar magnet, this is a south pole, this is a north pole, and M and M, this is pole strength which are separated by a distance 2L. This is the center of the magnet O. Okay, so around the magnet these are the field lines. Mostly we have noticed that the field lines are concentrated mostly on near its poles, which means more crowded lines indicates stronger the magnetic field, less crowded field lines indicates weaker the magnetic fields. So from this we can conclude that is crowded line indicates strong magnetic field and field lines, and less crowded indicates what it indicates, the less crowded lines indicates weak magnetic field and field lines. Okay, the next one already this also we discussed in the last class. So magnetic field lines always forms a continuous closed loops, and one magnetic field lines never intersect with the another magnetic field lines. Let us take XY is one magnetic field line, and another one magnetic field line is X dash Y dash and Y dash. So if the two magnetic field lines were intersect, at the point of intersections it is not possible to find the two directions. So here XY and X dash Y dash are the two field lines, and P is the point of intersection of the two field lines, அதாவது ரெண்டு field lines intersect ஆகிற பாயிண்ட். அப்போ அந்த இடத்துல கொண்டு போய் ஒரு magnetic compass வச்சோம்னா அந்த magnetic compass cannot indicate two directions simultaneously. So we can conclude that magnetic field lines never intersect each other. If it happens at the point of intersection, we cannot determine two directions simultaneously. If it happens at the point of intersection, two direction, which is practically not possible. So the two directions which is practically not possible. Okay, and next one, yes, no field lines will never cross each other. Then next one, magnetic field lines have a tendency to contract. Magnetic field lines have a tendency to contract. How it contract? Longitudinally. Magnetic field lines have a tendency to contract longitudinally, which means that indicates what that indicates. Magnetic field lines have a tendency to ஒரு இடத்துல அதிகமாக crowded-ஆ இருந்தா அதே தான் இங்கேயும் பார்த்தோம். More crowded-னா stronger the magnetic fields. அப்படின்னா என்னவா இருக்கும்? Which means the unlike poles are in attraction. That indicates the attraction of unlike poles. Okay. Suppose if the magnetic field lines they dilate laterally. If the magnetic field lines that dilate na very free, here more crowded, that is here contract longitudinally, here dilated laterally. So the dilation of laterally dilations that indicates the repulsion of like poles. Okay, so these are the properties of magnetic field lines. Okay, I hope you are very clear. The magnetic field lines always emerge from north pole to south pole externally, internally from south pole to north pole. So magnetic field lines forms a continuous closed loops. It may be applicable for a bar magnet or to a current carrying solenoid. Yes, but in the case of electric field lines, the field lines start from positive charge and ends up in a negative charge or to an infinity. Okay, but the electric field lines are discontinuous. Okay, that does not form a continuous closed loop like a magnetic field. This is a difference between electric field lines and magnetic field lines. And next one, how to find the direction of magnetic field lines. So by taking the particular magnetic field line, by taking the particular loops, by drawing a tangents, we can identify the direction of the magnetic field lines. And one magnetic field lines will never intersect with another magnetic field lines. Okay, and the magnitude of the magnetic field lines at any points that indicates the number of field lines which are passing normally through a unit area around the lines, which means near the magnet, if the field lines are very crowded, that indicates the stronger the field. Suppose if the field lines are very weaker, which means less crowded, that indicates the weaker the magnetic field and their lines. Okay, and next one, the magnetic field lines have a tendency to contract longitudinally, that indicates the attraction, like a stronger attraction of unlike poles. If it dilate laterally, that indicates the repulsion of like poles. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the magnetic dipole. What is a magnetic dipole? What is called di? Di means two. Already in the first we have discussed about the electric dipole moment. What is called an electric dipole? Two point charges of equal magnitudes but opposite charges, which are called as dipole and separated by a distance 2a. Same like here, it's applicable for a magnet. So let us take a bar magnet. In the particular bar magnet, so magnetic dipole, di means two, pole means polarity. Okay, let us take the two, let us take the bar magnet. This is the bar magnet and this is the pole strength. This is for a south pole, this is for a north pole, and the pole strength are near the either poles, M and M. From the midpoint O, so from the magnetic length is 2L. This yesterday itself we had discussed. Okay, so the magnetic dipole is nothing but it have a two unlike poles. It have a two unlike poles, but both have a equal strength and separated by a small distance. Yes. So which is nothing but two unlike poles of equal strength, two unlike poles of equal strength that are separated by a small distance. That are separated by a small distance is called magnetic poles. So the magnetic pole, a magnetic dipole. Okay. And one more example for the magnetic dipole, it is for a bar magnet and compass needle and compass needle. So this is a compass needle, magnetic compass. So this one is north, the opposite feather like arrowhead is north, feather like one is south, then this is east and this is west. So the magnetic compass needle also have a dipole, north and south pole, and the current carrying loop, already in a solenoid we have seen. In a solenoid, so in these cases current is coming out, so that act as another one, the lower end is cross field. So one side it acts as a south, another one side it acts as a north. So the bar magnetic field is similar to that of a solenoid, current carrying solenoid. Not only this, also the also some magnetic materials that behave as a dipole due to the electron around the nucleus. Some magnetic materials that behave as a dipole due to the electron revolve around the nucleus. Okay, and these magnetic poles always exist in pairs. Very important things. Magnetic poles are always exist in pairs. What is the meaning of this? If you have a bar magnet, you are breaking into smaller and smaller. Each smaller pieces of the magnet from the original magnet, the small pieces have a two poles. One is the north, another one is south. So we cannot isolate the north pole separately or the south pole separately. So however you are breaking the magnet into very smaller and smaller pieces, each piece behaves like a magnet. But only the thing, the magnetic field strength is reduced. We don't mind it, but it have a two polarity. One is the north pole, another one is south pole. But in electrostatic field lines, we have a separate positive and separate negative. Okay, monopoles in electrostatic field is possible, but in magnetisms, monopoles never exist. So the magnetic poles always exist in pairs. What is the meaning of it? No possible for magnetic monopoles. Okay, next one we are going to discuss about magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic dipole moment. What is a magnetic dipole moment? It is similar like an electric dipole moment. In electric dipole moment, we are discuss P vector, which means always we have a two charge. One is a negative charge, another one is positive charge. This is minus Q, this is plus Q. It is an electric dipole. The two electric dipoles are separated by a distance 2a. Okay. This electric dipole moment always passes from negative to positive. This is the directions. Same like we have a magnetic poles. Okay, we have a magnetic poles. Let us take the bar magnet. M and M is the pole strength, equal pole strength. This is for south pole, this is for a north pole, and the magnetic length is 2L. Am I right? Okay. The magnetic length is 2L. Now, the magnetic dipole moment, that is denoted by M vector. It is the product of pole strength. It is the product of pole strength. Okay, it is the product of pole strength and magnetic length. That is M vector, which is equal to, what is the pole strength? It is equal pole strength. Okay, so M into 2L. M into 2L. The SI unit of this pole strength is, the SI unit of, this is not a pole strength, SI unit of the magnetic dipole moment is Joule per Tesla or Ampere meter square. But for magnetic pole strength, SI unit is, note that the SI unit of magnetic pole strength is, but for magnetic pole strength SI unit is ampere meter. Don't get confused. Ampere meter square is the SI unit of magnetic dipole moment. I think this is the question I asked in the test first questions. You written online test, I know. In the test first question I asked, but the same thing we have discussed in the electrostatic lesson. So I asked, okay, depending on the previous questions and also the sample papers, this year both sample papers. So don't get confused. Ampere meter square is the SI unit of magnetic dipole moment, and ampere meter is the SI unit of magnetic pole strength. Okay, and one more things. So in a given bar magnet, the magnetic dipole moment always passes from south to north pole. Very important thing, from south pole to north pole. But in the case of electric charge, just now I said, in the case of electric charge, we have two charges equally and opposites, minus q and plus q, are separated by a distance 2a. Here the electric dipole moment always passes from negative to positive charge. Okay, don't get confused, both also in a different cases. And coming to classes, we are going to discuss how to obtain an axial magnetic field and equatorial magnetic field. It is same like methods. For an electrostatics, that lessons we have discussed, no, two point charges are placed. So from their axis at a particular point, how to find the axial electric field and equatorial electric field. Same like for a given bar magnet, how to find the axial magnetic field and equatorial magnetic field. Thank you.